If we do, that would be amazing. If not, we'll just roll with it. Wow. Look at this stadium. Take a moment to look around at your friends, your team, your worldwide Enagic family.
This is what 50 years of changing people's lives looks like.
Isn't it crazy? Enagic has been around longer than many of us have even been on the planet. Let that land for a moment. Enagic already has created its legacy.
Our question we have for you is, what is yours going to be?
Our message today is simple. If we can do it, you can do it. You have everything it takes inside of you to create your legacy. And by the time we're done here today, you'll see we started just like you.
I got started with Enagic 9.5 years ago. And when I started, I was in, I was out, I was on, I was off, I was hot, I was cold. I wasn't even sure if it was possible. Before Enagic, I was a personal trainer. And after realizing the business wasn't going to give me the freedom I was after, I discovered network marketing. In my first company, I didn't make much money, but it gave me a glimpse into the industry that I was inspired by and I'd one day become successful in. I wasn't aligned with the products. I remember thinking, if only there was a product that people wanted to use that was good for the planet and really help people, which led me to Enagic. When I first met Kristie, we were just friends, but I wanted more. So I spent the first 6 months trying to recruit her into Enagic. But I ended up falling in love with her along the way and seeing Enagic on the side.
So after 6 months of Clint trying to recruit me, I get a call one day. It's that moment that all girls dream of. He's asking me on a date. He says, "Babe, clear your schedule. I've got something really special planned." I get in his car, I put on the seatbelt, he looks me straight in the eyes and he says, "We're going to the Enagic office to get your K8. Smooth, right? Now I was freaking out. I only had $1,040 in my account and a K8 on e-payment alone was $1,000. And so I was like, okay, this guy's been trying hard for a long time, so I'm just going to get the cheapest model. But then he said,
"Nah, babe, you're worth more than that."
So I was like, oh, fine, let's just get the K8. Now, at that point in my life, I was climbing out of a deep, dark hole. Anyone else been there? Yeah, we've all had those moments, right? See, I'd spent years trying to become a successful entrepreneur and create freedom for myself, but I always just ended up burnt out, frustrated, and barely getting by. At the point of meeting Clint, I'd just closed down my cafe, where I was working 18 hours a day. I ended up having a nervous breakdown, I had stage 5 adrenal fatigue, and I was really at the rock bottom of my life. See, I wanted to own a business, but the business ended up owning me.
When I first got into Kristie's car, there was like boxes in the back, there was foundation all over the seats, and I thought to myself, is she living in her car?
I was, but I didn't want him to know that. I liked the guy. And to be honest, the first time I went on a date with Clint, I thought, wow, this guy's super successful. I rock up at his waterfront property, there was business books everywhere.
And the truth was, the waterfront house, I was house sitting for my boss because I was actually living at home with my mum. Love you, Mum.
Who thinks this would make a funny movie?
Fast forward 2 years, I'd become committed to Kristie and we'd both become committed to Enagic. Kristie was 6 months pregnant and we're on a team call. And they're talking about this event in Vancouver that was just 1 week away. Something inside told me that we just had to be there, but we didn't have any money. So we spent the first 4 days deciding should or shouldn't we go. So we did what any spiritual hippie does to get clarity in life. We went to a psychic. We went to Byron Bay, this old German lady with grey hair. We sat down, she was fanning tarot cards. She did a spread for myself, she did a spread for Kristie, and despite maybe 1 or 2 cards, they were the exact same spread. She said, there is so much abundance here, you have to be at this event. So we were desperate to get the money together. We started selling things.
Ironically, we even sold our K8. Now, I don't recommend doing that, sorry compliance. However, we're in some pretty drastic times to get to this event.
It was the day of our flight. We were driving to the airport, still with no ticket. Kristie said to me, she's like, babe, this is ridiculous. I said, honey, we're too far in, we're not giving up now. We started calling friends to borrow money because I knew the money was on the way. Luckily, Kristie's uncle at the 11th hour came through with the goods. We had 30 minutes to get to the airport. We drove to the airport, get out of the car, lugging our bags. Kristie's 6 months pregnant. We're going through the terminal. We get to the counter, there's no one there except for the lady behind the counter. She says, you're not on the manifest and the flight is closing.
And so me being 6 months pregnant was pretty angry by this point, and I was like, listen, we are on the manifest, we're getting on that flight, now do whatever it takes to get us on. So we did. We get on the flight, the plane doors close behind us, we sit down and we were like, that was the craziest week of our life.
I said to Kristie, I was like, if we don't get anything else from this event, our life has already changed. It was our first real experience of what it was like to go all in.
And this is the thing about events. Sometimes it takes getting resourceful and finding a way out of no way. Who had to get resourceful to get here today? Woo! Celebrating you guys. And this is the thing about Enagic, right? There's magic in Enagic. Because Enagic forces you to grow beyond your limitations and really shows you what you're capable of. And one day it's going to be you guys here on stage telling your story about how you overcame crazy obstacles to be in Okinawa today. And so that event changed our life forever. We got to, go and hang out with top leaders like Balaj and Julian and Matt Jang and Cameron George. Shout out to you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for going first for us. We got to live at Balaj's house because we didn't have the money to actually leave Canada. So we basically lived at his house and got to really, each day we'd get up and we'd go to the mailbox and get Balaj's checks. It was literally like being in a real life vision board. So since that event, our life has completely changed. We've been able to grow we've been able to grow 4 legacy positions within Enagic. We've been able to impact the lives of thousands of people globally. We have 3 beautiful children that we're able to give a really incredible life to. We bought multiple properties and we're turning one into a retreat center. And yeah, we've just really been able to live a life of full choice and freedom and contribution.
And one of the gifts that I've received from Enagic is through one of the most challenging times of my life, when my brother was diagnosed with cancer. And I didn't have to worry about work, I didn't have to worry about paying the bills, I didn't have to worry about money, and I was able to prioritize and spend quality time with him as he sadly passed away. And another thing for me, which is a passion of mine I've been able to pursue, which I discovered along my journey, is creating hip-hop music.
So we wanted to share with you our 5 pillars to collective success. Because we all know in Enagic, our success is not alone. Our success is a reflection of our team's success. And so number 1, and you might want to write these ones down. Number 1 is culture. Have a think about what type of culture you want to create in your organization. For us, it was a culture of community, of collaboration, where everybody works together and wins. Celebration, because celebrating every step of your journey is really important. And we also created a culture of fun. And we have a motto, the more fun you have, the more money you make. Woo. Woo. Number 2 is support spaces, creating things for your team to win, right? So for us, I think I've done over 1,000 webinars in the last 7 years. We've run many launches, 90-day masterminds, different containers. We've created an entire learning platform that I now have the pleasure of doing with my beautiful business partner, Beck. Big shout out to Beck. Femia.
Thirdly is events. Now, wouldn't we all agree that something magical happens in these rooms? Something shifts within us. And then we go back into our lives, go back into our business, and we inject that energy back into what we're building. And not only supporting the Enagic events, we also host different events, masterminds, and retreats from our team, and we really promote our business from event to event.
So number 4 is leadership. The journey to legacy starts with the journey to leadership. And it starts with leading ourselves first and foremost powerfully, investing into ourselves, growing, becoming the best version of ourselves that we can be. And then we pour that into other people. We pour belief into people. We help them to grow. We help them to develop. And so we also have a mantra with leadership that I attract self-aware, self-responsible, action-taking leaders into my organization.
You guys want to write that one down. Powerful. And last but not least is put a ring on it. Make a commitment to Enagic. Think about some of the strongest relationships you have in your life with your partner, with your parents, with your children, with your friends. You would do anything for them. You want to have this same approach with your business with Enagic. Because the reality is you're going to be faced with obstacles. You're going to be faced with adversity. You have to overcome challenges. And it's through that commitment that keeps you showing up and you get to grow with Enagic.
So we wanted to say a massive thank you to Balazs W. Kardos for going first. He's our incredible mentor. We love you so much. We're very, very grateful for you. And celebrating you, legend, number one on the Leaders Contest for this year. So massive celebration to you. We also wanted to say a massive thank you to Mr. Oshiro for your legacy that you've created that's going to go beyond this lifetime and in the next lifetimes to come. And we also wanted to take a moment to celebrate our organisation. There's over 800 of you guys here today. We love you guys so much and everything that we're creating together. Last month as an organisation, we did 2,200 sales. And we just love you and we're very, very proud of you guys.
And we're excited about what's to come. We're excited about the next 50 years and being part of Enagic's growth and going from 30,000 sales a month to hundreds of thousands of sales a month. And now we're not just leading with water, we're also leading with frequency, with the M-Guard. We're really ahead of our time with that product, as we still are with water. Who's excited about the M-Guard?
Woo! So now I'm going to invite you guys to stand for your vision.
Go on, stand, please.
Everyone stand. Let's take a moment, hand on heart. How does it feel to stand for your vision? Your vision matters. How does it feel to stand next to 8,000 people with their visions for their life? And how does it feel to stand together, 8,000 of us, for Enagic's vision of global health and wealth? Just know that when we stand together in this room, we're never standing alone with Enagic. And so it's important that we have each other's backs. And on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you guys, we're going to make some noise in this arena. I'm going to ask you guys to shout out into the audience your visions for your life.
Which could be freedom, more money, more time, time with children, time with family, travel, adventure. Let us hear you.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Stay standing. Let's take a moment to really feel that. Feel your vision. Feel the person's beside you vision. The person in front of you's vision. The person behind you's vision. Your vision is what is going to keep you going. That's why you get up and do this business. And so in any challenge or adversity that you ever face, always come back to your vision. And now, as a final piece, I would love to know from you guys, who'd love to hear Clint and Kristie Morgan rap? I can't quite hear you guys loud enough. What did you say? All right, let's do it. Over to you, babe.
Doing the money dance when this money lands, making big plans, buying big brands, getting on a plane to Japan. No more feeling like a dummy, making moves with my honey, having breakthroughs every day, feeling smooth, I'm in the groove. No, I love payday, keep that money coming through. Forget the bad reviews, now they don't even know you. They're just people confused with a few screws loose. Keep on doing you, refuse to lose. Forget what you see on the news, you choose. Showing every day is a payday, living every day like a Friday. I feel the drive on my mind, it's inside. I'll remind through this rhyme, it is now time to fly. Every day I'm awake, I will do what it takes. When I put that pen to paper, I am selling the K8.
Thank you guys.
Thank
we
you
love
guys
you
so much.